Hi guys, it's Randy. Welcome back. We're doing the SCX10 body swap. It's going to be a Ford Aeromax. Actually, it is a Ford Aeromax. Here, let me show you. It's a Ford Aeromax pickup truck. I see Ford Aeromax pickup truck. Now, what do you guys notice right off the bat? It's got a pickup bed, cantilever springs to clear the bed. It's looking pretty good. I got the start of the inner fender in here. So it is still the same truck. We can remove this. The panels. The bed's gonna fall off too. Alright. So we removed those from... I wasn't thinking when I glued those to the inside of the body, but it limited the room I had for electronics. So I took those, incorporated them with these parts we built last week. They're just screwed on. They'll get reinforced. It's only a little bit of glue holding those, but we can fix that. Let's take a look at these cantilevers. So it's a pretty ingenious design. It comes from down there. Let's get another angle on this. Alright, so it bolts down there, comes up, little tiny springs and shocks. They're oil filled. I put something thick. I put like 42 weight in them. Thickest one I had. But they definitely clear the body. Oop, I just knocked that one off. I told you it was barely glued. Pick up bed. Alright. So my whole thought on the pickup bed was that I would actually like to open the tailgate. So if we look at it, it's actually wider than it is lengthwise, which is fine because I see all kinds of four-door pickup trucks and stuff nowadays with really short beds on the back of them. So back when my Ford was built, this would have looked abnormal. But so for today, we're gonna try and open that pickup bed, which is gonna sit right back here like that. Cover those rear springs. I may even put a flange down and just cover those and bring it to this, but I do want the bed bolted to the frame, and these have to stay here to hold the interior and electronics. I have a whole box of electronics. Hey, you guys want to see my box of electronics that came out of this truck? Here, all this came out of this truck. Hold on. There's that part that fell off. This all came out of this truck. Alright, battery tray. You see this? Okay, battery tray. What do we call those? Skid plates? This skid plate still has the receiver in it. Gonna have to get the receiver out and mount it in the truck. So there's one electronic. This is that GT Power sound and lights and all in one. Okay, which is kind of nice because all of the inputs are soldered through, and then it just grabs its power off that to do lights and sound and turn signals. Okay, so even if it gets wet and doesn't work anymore, and the speaker is sopping and just, you know, it needs a day in the sun, the waterproof electronics still work through this system, even though it fails. So I like that. And there's one electronic right there. Let's grab this bad boy. This is a mess. Let's grab this one. This is the Hobbywing ESC Quick Run. Has a switch, battery plug, motor wires. This is actually the winch controller, which is going to go back in there. Here, let's take a look at the winch. it's still mounted to its cross member that I made for Wednesday when it was a Bronco. But it's a winch with a fairlead. It is what it is, and that will be going back in the truck. Probably that will go. Alright, imagine this. So imagine right behind this skirt right here, mounting that winch down in there, standing up, and then coming around. Sorry guys, bad video. Coming around with like a piece of nye rod from an airplane and bringing that fairlead out the front. Maybe right where the Ford emblem would be on the body. Let's see. Yeah, bring that fairlead out right there. I'm not sure, but I kind of like the idea. So, something we'll have to play with. There's that winch again. Come on, Wednesday, get out of the way. Okay, it's going in the pile of stuff that has to go in the truck. There's that other skid plate. So we got like 3 plastics that don't go. This is all lights. So these are low beam, high beam headlights with turn signals. I'm gonna try and grab that one just so you can see it. Okay, so low beam, high beam, and turn signals. This one still has a little bit of the old mount left on it, but we'll fix that. Left and right side. Wiring harness for these. Coming down. Brake light, or I guess running light, and brake light, and turn signals. So again, small bulb. I think they just dimmed this one because it was like running light and then brake light and then turn signal. So I glued those and stuffed them in the Bronco. Got one on both sides, left and right. So those all have to get brought out of this harness and put in the Ford Aeromax. These are the backup lights. Now on the Bronco, I just had them on the end of the frame rails. So when it was a Bronco, I just had them like taped right in here, and they just worked out really well. It lit up the back of the truck. Everything was good every time I went in reverse. But on this truck, we'll try and do maybe something different. Maybe right off the top of the cab into the pickup bed. So we got the pickup bed. Maybe off the top of that cab, shutting down like this. That might be really nice. So now it's a disaster. I got places to mount this. And then after basically I get a game plan on mounting the electronics, I can, well, I guess I'll start the interior. I don't know. You guys tell me, am I doing this in the not proper order? I've never done it before. So, with that, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next week. You guys knew I wasn't done, huh? Alright, let's look at it again. This time we're going to talk about paint. I have a scheme. I want to do like a rust, and then silver, and then rust, and then primer. That way when it hits a rock, you'll see the scratch, and it'll look appropriate. But let's talk about color. What's the color? Is it like a teal? Orange? Like a metal flake orange? Red? No, I can't do red. Yellow? I could do yellow. I don't know. Do you guys like red? Green? What is it? Like a fluorescent green trimmed in flat black? Because that might be really neat. Alright. Leave the comments.